Welcome to my core vinyasa workout. So we're just starting in balasana, child's pose, hips to the feet, bring your third eye to the mat, arms extended above. We gently draw our awareness inwards, focusing on the breath. Each inhalation through the nose, each exhalation through the nose. Feeling the rise and fall of the belly against the thighs with each breath. The mind begins to still. The body begins to soften. With next inhalation, we bring ourselves to our hands and knees as we set ourselves up for cat and cow, stacking knees and hands beneath hips and shoulders. As you inhale, we drop the belly to the mat. Exhale, push the mat away, zipping the belly button to the spine. Inhale, belly to the mat, sit bones to the ceiling. Exhale, arching through the spine. Inhale, exhale, one movement with each breath. A final inhale and exhale, arching through the spine. Bring ourselves back to neutral position, melting our heart center down to the mat in Anahatasana, keeping our thighs perpendicular to the mat. And then we gently lower our body completely to the mat, hands beneath the shoulders. As we inhale, we lift the torso, opening up through the heart center, coming up into our cobra, just wiggling side to side, slowly easing the lower back. Exhale, coming back down to the mat. We set ourselves up for the second one. Inhale, pushing through the hands, shoulders down the back, length in the neck, opening through the heart center, resting on the pubic bone and the belly. Exhale, we release. Inhale, pushing up again into cobra, working our digestive system and our reproductive system, promoting strength and flexibility in our back. And exhale. Release the arms by the side. We move into locust pose. As we inhale, we extend the legs. We lift up through the torso, reaching the arms back. Massaging through the belly with each breath. Exhale, we release. Inhale. We lift through the chest, lift through the legs, extend the arms. You can keep the neck straight or look up gently without crunching the neck. Exhale, release completely. Inhale, we set ourselves for our third and final locust pose, strengthening the lower back. And exhale, release. We make our way back into child's pose, balasana, stretching through the chest and the shoulders. We tuck the toes under, come up into downward dog, sit bones to the ceiling. If you need to, bend the knees, drawing the chest to the thighs. We aim the heels to the floor, just taking our dog for a walk, paddling through the feet, getting movement through the hips, stretching the hamstrings, calves and Achilles. Inhale. As we exhale, we bring the knees, chest and chin to the ground, Astangasana. Inhale, cobra. And then as we exhale, making our way back to hands and knees, setting up for balancing table. So engaging the core, inhale, extending the right leg and left arm. As we exhale, we draw the knee and the elbow to the midline. Inhale, extend. Exhale, draw to the midline. Inhale, extend. Draw to the midline. One breath, one movement. Back to our hands and knees for the other side. As we inhale, extending the left leg and right arm. Exhale, knee and elbow to the midline. Inhale, extend. Exhale to the midline. Inhale, extend. Exhale to the midline. Inhale, extend. And release to the mat. We set ourselves up for a push-up, stacking our hands beneath our shoulders, modified version, knees resting on the ground. If you want, you can lift the knees into a plank position, making sure the bottom's not high or low, but one direct line of energy. Exhale, press down, inhale up. Exhale to the mat, inhale up, and one more. Exhale to the mat, inhale up. We engage our core. Inhale, the left leg extends to the ceiling. Exhale to the mat, Inhale, right to the ceiling. Exhale to the mat. Inhale, left. Exhale. Inhale, right. Exhale. Inhale, left. Exhale. Inhale, right. Exhale. Bring yourself back to our knees and into child's pose to regroup. We bring ourselves back up to a plank position. As we inhale, we extend the right leg and left arm, zipping through the core, engaging the core muscles. Exhale, release. Inhale, we extend the left leg and the right arm. And exhale, release. We bring ourselves down now to our dolphin plank. Inhale, coming back up to plank, leading first with the right arm. Inhale, we come back up. And then we switch around to the left arm. Inhale up, left forearm down, left arm up. Coming back down to dolphin. We're going to set ourselves up for our side plank, resting on the forearms. So you can either have your feet in front of each other or stacking on top. As we inhale, we lift our hips to the ceiling. Exhale, release to the mat. Inhale to the ceiling, exhale to the mat. Doing this 3 to 5 times, really working through our obliques before we turn to the other side, setting ourselves up. Inhale, hips to the ceiling, exhale to the mat. Working the opposite side. And then we come back to dolphin. Inhale up to plank. Return our knees to the ground. We move back into balasana. Regrouping. And then we set ourselves up again, this time for a plank position. Tucking our toes under. One direct line of energy, prepare for our side plank, this time fully extended. So one foot in front of the other or stacked on top of each other. Arm to the ceiling. As we inhale, we lift that left foot to the ceiling. Direct line of energy, working our core. Exhale, back to plank. We set ourselves on the other side, left hand to the middle of the mat. We open up to the right side, getting our feet in the right position. Inhale the arm to the ceiling, lifting through that right foot if it's available to you. And exhale, coming back to plank. Lowering into chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, over the toes, sit bones to the ceiling, downward facing dog. We look to the front of the mat as you inhale, stepping first the right foot, then the left foot forward, Ardha Uttanasana. You can have your fingertips on the mat, on your shins, or resting on your thighs, keeping that straight back. As you exhale, folding forward, Uttanasana, bending your knees if you need to, bringing your chest to your thighs, letting your thoughts, concerns and worries fall off your shoulders. Fantastic pose for anxiety and depression. Inhale, engage the core. We come all the way up to Tadasana, mountain pose. Inhale, extending the arms above. Exhale, we swan dive, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway up. So we exhale, stepping back into a high plank. We lower into chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. As we inhale, we extend the right leg to the ceiling. Exhale, knee to the nose. Inhale to the ceiling. Exhale, squeezing the knee to the nose. Doing this 5 times, massaging through the ascending colon. Inhale, lengthen. Extend, knee to the nose, and we step through to the front of the mat, inhaling, coming up to a high crescent lunge, just bending through the back knee, drawing the pelvis forward into a neutral position, then straightening through that knee, pushing the heel to the back of the room, stretching through the groin. As we exhale, we fold forward, engaging the core, strengthening through the torso, and then as you exhale, we move forward into our warrior 3, our first balance. Torso and leg parallel to the floor, foot dorsiflexed. Inhale, we step back to a high crescent lunge. Exhale, hands to the mat. We walk across to the other side of the mat. Stepping back to a high plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale the left leg to the ceiling. Exhale, squeezing the knee to the nose. Inhale, extend. Exhale, squeezing knee to nose. So doing this 5 times, massaging through the descending colon, working our digestion and elimination. On our 5th cycle, we step through to the front of the mat. Inhale, coming up to a high crescent lunge. Just setting up the pelvis so that it's in a neutral position. We're not arching too much through the back. Take a nice inhale. And then as you exhale, we fold forward, engaging the core, working our back, our shoulders, our abdominals. Inhale, as you exhale, we shift our center of gravity to the front as we move into Warrior 3, making sure you've got no sharp objects in front of you. It can be quite a distraction. Inhale, we come back to high crescent lunge. Exhale, we release to the mat, walking back around to the other side. We step back into high plank, release into chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, we look to the front of the mat. We step the right foot forward, then the left foot forward into Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, forward fold, engaging the core. Inhale, all the way up, reverse swan dive. Exhale, our hands to heart center in prayer. Inhale, arms to the ceiling. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, we jump back into high plank, lower into chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale the right leg to the ceiling as we exhale, bringing the knee to the elbow. Right wrist, left elbow. Inhale up. Exhale, elbow, wrist, wrist, elbow. Inhale up. Exhale, elbow, wrist, wrist, elbow. Inhale up. As we exhale, we step the foot between the hands. This time coming into Warrior 1, foot at 45 degrees, hips squared to the front. For strength, determination, our power poses. As we inhale, we open to Warrior 2, just shifting the back foot so we're now in heel to arch alignment. Hips squared to the side, tailbone tucked under, shoulders drawing down the back. As we inhale, we open into triangle pose, staying on the one plane, tucking the right hip under, opening up through the left hips. And then as we inhale, we're going to engage the core, extending both arms directly over your head. Inhale back to Warrior 2. And then as we exhale, we move into our side angle pose, bringing the right elbow to the knee. And again, as you inhale, engaging the core, extending both arms over your head, just testing our core, creating a challenge. Inhale back to Warrior 2. As we exhale, we cartwheel our hands to the mat. We move across to the back of the mat, stepping back into a high plank, lowering into chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. So we inhale the left leg to the ceiling. As we exhale, we bring it to the left elbow, wrist, right elbow. Inhale up. Exhale, elbow, wrist, wrist, elbow. Inhale up. Exhale, elbow, wrist, wrist, elbow. Inhale up. As we exhale, we step to the front of the mat between the hands, turning our back foot to 45 degrees. Inhale, Warrior 1. Breathe deeply. Awareness to the breath. As we inhale, we open into Warrior 2, just adjusting that back foot so we're heel to arch alignment, gazing over the middle finger, your drishti. As we inhale, we extend forward over a straight leg, opening up into our triangle pose, straight line of energy from the root to the crown chakra, from fingertips to fingertips. We engage our core, extending both arms over the head for a challenge. Inhale, back to Warrior 2. Exhale, we move into our side angle pose, extending our right arm overhead, then engaging your core. We extend both arms over the head for the challenge. Inhale, Warrior 2. As you exhale, come back to the front of the mat, stepping back to Chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, over the toes, sit bones to the ceiling, downward facing dog. Inhale, we look to the front of the mat. We step or jump into a seated position. Just bring yourself to the back of the mat, engaging the core, sitting on your sit bones, moving the fleshy parts away from the sit bones so that you've got a nice grounding connection with Mother Earth. So we inhale, we lift our shins parallel to the mat, extending the arms, lifting up through the solar plexus. Exhale, we lower into canoe. Inhale, we come back up to boat, Navasana. Exhale, extending along the length of the mat, canoe. Inhale, back to Navasana. You can extend your legs for a bit more of a challenge. And exhale, down to canoe, just protecting your neck. We release completely to the mat. Drawing the knees to the chest. A little bit of a back stretch, extending the legs up high, heels to the ceiling. I'm going to slowly lower your legs down to the mat, engaging the core, pressing the small of your back into the mat, making sure it doesn't come off. Inhale, knees to the chest. We extend the legs high and slowly, inch by inch, releasing those heels to the mat. Again, working our core. Inhale, knees to chest. Exhale, heels to the ceiling, and slowly releasing the feet to the mat, making sure that you're breathing. And then inhale, knees to the chest. Just having a nice squeeze, perhaps rocking from side to side, just massaging through the lower back. Starting to rock along the length of the spine, coming up onto your shoulders, to your sit bones, back onto your shoulders and sit bones. If you've got space, you can actually go all the way over to plow pose, bringing your feet to the floor and then extending along the length of your mat. We draw our feet to the buttocks, preparing for our bridge pose now, some back bends. As you inhale, extending the hips to the ceiling, clasping your hands beneath your buttocks, opening up through the heart center, compressing through our throat chakra for communication and self-expression. We release back to the mat. Inhale, setting ourselves up again, pushing through the feet. We can extend our left leg to the ceiling, making sure that we don't drop through the hips, making sure that you breathe, and then releasing to the mat. We exhale for a release. Setting ourselves up for the next one. We inhale, coming up, extending the right leg up, lifting through the heart center as well for love and compassion. Exhale, release. Just taking your feet to the edges of your mat, allowing your knees to fall together in a constructive rest, drawing the knees to your chest. And again, we rock along the length of the spine, just massaging through the back. Again, using the energy to take you all the way back to a plow pose, massaging through the neck and the back. Beautiful way of working our nervous system and invigorating the spine. We take ourselves to the back of the mat, extending the legs, arms behind us, fingers pointing to our toes. As you inhale, we lift up into tabletop, lifting from the pelvis, opening through the chest, dropping our head back gently without hurting or compressing our neck. As you exhale, release. Set ourselves up for one more. Inhale, we extend through the body, engaging our glutes, lifting up through the pelvis, opening up through the heart, stretching out and strengthening our shoulders. So exhale, we release. Inhale, extending through the body once again, lifting through the pelvis, making sure that we don't drop or sag, and exhale, release. It's a nice counter pose. We fold forward now. From the pelvis, drawing our heart center to our thighs, and then gently lowering yourself all the way down to the mat. We extend our arms to shoulder height, drawing our knees in. As you exhale, lowering the knees to the left, gazing over your right shoulder. Inhale to the center. Exhale, gaze to the left, knees to the right. Inhale. Exhale, knees to the left. So we've got an active spinal rotation. You can drop your knees completely to the floor if you want, but if we keep them slightly lifted, it means that we're working through the core, continuing with the theme of our workout. You can do 3 or 5 of these. And then just taking a moment to drop the knees to the mat, rest in a passive stretch, working through the abdominal organs as we twist, and then to the other side. Good for detoxification and just preparing our spine for our final resting pose, Shavasana. Inhale our knees back to the center, drawing the knees to the chest, taking gentle circles, massaging through the sacrum, first one way and then the other. Doing anything you need to do just to ease any tension that remains in the body. You might want to cycle your legs through, take a nice big stretch, and when you're ready, just extending along the length of your mat, feet hip distance apart, naturally falling outwards, arms extended by the side, palms up, fingers naturally curling. Take a moment just to draw your senses inwards, focus on the breath, and really appreciate any subtle differences in energy between now and the start of the practice. You can stay in this pose for as long as you like, rejuvenating, restoring energy. Have a beautiful day. Namaste.